Okay, we're going to break down the trickiest questions so far, which are matching list of people. Yes, I know they're trickiest, but we're gonna nail that because I'm gonna share the working strategy, how to break them down. So the questions look like this. Yay, can you see them? Yes, these are the questions that we were talking about. So here we have list of experts, list of people which were mentioned in the passage. So basically, if you read look through the passage, you're gonna see what kind of questions they asked. So yeah, they asked some questions, and our job is the trickiest moment is here that we have to match the statements to the questions they asked. So we have questions to ask, and they also asked some questions. So yeah. And we're going to nail that as I earlier mentioned, so don't worry. There is a working strategy, so watch this video till the end and comment below. Have you ever used this method? Okay. Yes, great. And now let's begin with the strategy as always. So our job is to find the people first. Yes, I just want you to know that you just need a like pen and highlight the people. So Martin Rees, your job is to find the people here. So if you want, you can just use different colors. So for example, I've got a burgundy for Martin Rees. And Daniel Wolper, for example, maybe it's going to be green. So yes, this is how it's going to be easier if you want to color code. So please do that. And also, yes, let's find other colors. Do I have one? Yes, I think, yes, I do. Yes, I've got it. So here is maybe the purple one for Kathleen Richardson. So your job is to find all the people first. So please try to find them. And when you're looking for the people, try to read what they said. Okay, because your job is to read first what they said in the passage, and then you're going to match with the questions. Yes, this is the working thing, and it's very easier than other methods. So yes, of course you can use other methods out there, but this one is the most easier to memorize, to incorporate. So please try to use this one and comment below. Does it work for you? So yes, this is the game changer if you want to save some time. Okay, so yes, and also we have, of course, other people as well. So our job is to match all of them, and we should highlight all of them. So Wolper here again, we have Reese again, Reese which is red. So once you've done everything, your job is to read 27th question. So you jump into the question first, and after reading and understanding what you're looking for, you go and jump to the people, to the experts. And after that, you're going to match, you're going to identify who said this exactly thing. Okay, so let's get going. For our own safety, humans will need to restrict the abilities of robots. Okay, for our own safety, humans will need to restrict the abilities of robots. So let's look for anything. Who said this in so far? So your job is to read everything what we with like a question quotation marks. So here we have quotation marks which look like this. So try to read them all. And once you read them all, your job is to find who said the restriction about the restriction the abilities of robots. So let's read. Should robots be used to colonize other planets? Cosmology, yes, reset. And let's keep reading till the end of the sentence. He believed the solar system would be mapped by robotic craft by the end of the century. So next one, I don't see anything about restriction. On the question of using robots colonize other planets and exploit mineral resources, engineering professor Daniel Wolpert replied, I don't see a pressing need to colonize other planets unless we can bring these resources back to Earth. The vast majority of Earth is currently inaccessible to us. Using robots to gather resources nearer to home would seem to be a better use of our robotic tools. Okay, I don't have anything about like restriction of abilities of robots here again. Next, meanwhile, the anthropology professor Kathleen, the idea of colonization of other planets seemed morally dubious. I think whether we do something on Earth or on Mars, we should always do it in the spirit of a genuine interest in the other, not to impose a particular model, but to meet the other. Okay, nothing again. Next. In response to the second question, how soon will machine intelligence outstrip human intelligence? Reese mentions robots that are advanced enough to beat humans at chess, but then goes on to say robots are still limited in their ability to sense their environment. They can't yet recognize and move the pieces on a real chessboard as clearly as a child can. Okay. Next, let's keep reading. Wolpert's response to the question about machine intelligence outstripping human intelligence was this. In a limited sense, it already has. Machines can already navigate, remember, and search for items with an ability that far outstrip humans. However, there is no machine that can identify visual objects or speech with the reliability and flexibility of humans. Okay, nothing again. Next, we have this person. Reese replied, this led on the third question, should we be scared by advances in artificial intelligence? To this question, Reese replied, those who should be worried that the futurologists who believe in the so-called singularity, and another worry is that we're increasingly dependent on computer networks, that these could behave like a single brain with a mind of its own and with goals. Okay. So yes, as we can see here, since you have read everything what they said, now it's time to match with everything. With yes, do we have for our own safety? Do we have humans will need to restrict the ability of robots? Yes, so your job is to look for the specific things, okay? So as we can see, we have read everything till here, and now we have this one. Should we be scared by advances in artificial intelligence? We have a great question, which was being asked to this person, Reese, Martin Reese. So he replied, those who should be worried are the futurologists who believe in the so-called singularity, and another worry that we're increasingly dependent on computer networks. So for our own safety, that means like should be worried, right? To be scared, to be worried that the other way for our own safety, we've got the paraphrasing, and humans will need to restrict the abilities of robots. So restricting, it's like here. Yes, another worry is that we're increasingly dependent on computer networks, and that these could behave like a single brain with a mind of its own and with the goals that may be contrary to human welfare. So as you can see, restricting the abilities of robots will need. So yes, I think we should ensure that robots remain as no more than idiot savants lacking the capacity to outwit us. Yes, these are the parts what you're looking for, even though they may greatly surpass us in the ability to calculate and process information. So restrict the ability of robots are here. They mentioned here. Okay, so that's it. This is the answer to the question 27. So check this out and comment below how well can you answer these questions after this video. Thank you. And that was for my short type of content. Thank you for for your patience, and we keep rolling. So, and now, and 28, the risk of robots harming us is less serious than humans believe it to be. And so the next ones are the risk of robots harming us is less serious. Yes, this is the keyword than humans believe it to be. Okay, so now it's our job to remember. So since we have read everything before it, we have read everything. So our job like to rely on our memory. So if you don't remember what each like quotation mark has to offer us, it's not a big deal. You can reread again, but try when you read for the first time, try to concentrate, okay? I'm not saying you have to memorize everything. You you don't have to memorize everything which are being said in the quotation marks, but just try to get the big picture. So this is how you save your time, okay? So what we're looking for here, the risk of robots harming us is less serious, okay? So what we imagine to be. So what is here? Yes, we were thinking about like the harm, okay, the harm of the robots. So our job is to read again. If you don't remember, as I earlier said, please read again what was being said. And now it's time to look for everything, like take a look at the professors, the experts, okay? Because our job is to find the risk of robots harming us is less serious. What was where it was that mentioned. So, okay. So now our job is to look at the risks. Who said that? Let's take a look. Should robots be used to colonize other planets? And the next one I don't see pressing. Next one, how soon will machines outstrip human intelligence? Robots are limited, and then we have machine in a limited sense it already has. Machines can already navigate, remember. Richardson believes that our fear, okay, in her view, one of the consequences of, okay, we have also Richardson, which is, I think I should have like highlighted this part with the purple, one of the consequences, okay, and next, Wolpert's response. What was that? It was green. And we have one more Richardson here. Richardson's response to this question was this: we need to ask why fears of artificial intelligence and robots persist. None have in fact risen up and challenged human supremacy. Okay, yes. So we have the question here. So the question was like, should we be scared by the advances in artificial intelligence? That was what was being asked here, the risk of robots harming us. So the harm, the worry, the scared feelings, they're all were being asked here in this one, this page. As you can see, we have this question and everybody was answering. So Reese replied, which is not about it was less serious like problem. Wolpert's response, but in this case, he says the real intelligence is the malicious designer, okay? Critically, the benefits of computers outweigh the damage the computer viruses cause. Similarly, while there may be misuses of robotics in the near future, the benefits that they will be bringing are likely to outweigh. Okay, this is close. This is close. But they are mentioning, this person is mentioning about the good points, right? Positive signs. So yes, we have anything close to this one, but we're looking for about the risk of robots, right? So this person is like saying that outweighs the damage. Next, Richardson, we need to ask why fears, yes, fears are risks. Fears of artificial intelligence and robots persist. None have in fact risen up and challenged human supremacy. None here have in fact risen up and challenged human supremacy. She believes that as robots have never shown themselves to be a threat is the other way to say risk, to be a threat to humans, it seems unlikely that they ever will. It seems unlikely. So this one like seems unlikely. It's the like here what humans believe it to be earlier, okay? So this is what we're looking for. We have the word risk. It's the other way to say a threat. We have like here what they say is less serious, like challenged human supremacy, and it seems like that they ever will. So yes, she believes that robots have never shown. It's like is less serious. Okay, so and yeah, so the answer to the question 28 is this person, Richardson. C. This is A. Next one. It will take many decades for robot intelligence to be as imaginative as human intelligence. Okay, the keywords. It will take many, many decades robot intelligence to be as imaginative as human intelligence. Okay, we have comparison. So we're looking for the comparison here. Okay, as imaginative. So our job is as yes, we have read this one. It rings a bell to me because we have this one. You, of course, as I earlier mentioned, your job is to reread quotation marks if you don't remember, but I do remember this one. So our job is to take a look at the many decades, robot intelligence to be as imaginative. So comparison, what was mentioned, it was here in response to the second question, how soon will machine intelligence outstrip human intelligence? Yes, human intelligence is here. This question, yes, it rings a bell. So the human, Reese mentions the robots that are advanced enough to beat humans at chess, but then goes on to say robots are still limited. Okay, limited, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for about imaginative, the positive sides of the artificial intelligence, human intelligence, and artificial intelligence. So let's read more. Walper's response to the question about machine intelligence. Yes. Outstripping human. Yes, outstripping. We have the comparison. Human intelligence was this. In a limited sense, it already has. So the question again, how soon will machine intelligence outstrip? So it has already outstripped, he says. In a limited sense, it already has. Machines can already navigate, remember, and search for items with an ability that far outstrips humans. That far outstrips humans. Yes, here we have the comparison. And however, there is no machine that can identify visual objects. Visual objects is imagination. No machine can identify visual objects or speech with the reliability and flexibility of humans. That's what we're looking for. Expecting a machine close to the creative intelligence of a human within the next 50 years would be highly ambitious. Okay, so the sentence what we're looking for is here, like, however, there is no machine that can identify visual objects or speech with the reliability and flexibility of humans, expecting a machine close to the creative intelligence of a human within the next 50 years would be highly ambitious. So the creative intelligence, like no machine can identify visual objects. It's everything about imaginative. Yes, imaginative. So imaginative, yes, it will take many decades for robots' intelligence to be as imaginative as human intelligence. So yes, in the next 50 years, yes, it takes them to be developed. Like after other 50 years, next years, it will outstrip human intelligence. So this was Walpert's response. 29, it is B. So yes, we've got it. 28 was C. Yes. Let's write it down here. Now you see all the answers. Next, 30. We may have to start considering whether we are treating robots fairly. May have to start considering whether, it's also the keyword, okay? So yes, are we treating robots fairly? Let's look at it. Okay, it's very fun. Are we treating them? Okay, so as always, you should read the quotation marks around quotation marks. So let's take a look. The question, treating, we have the question number 1, how soon will machine intelligence outstrip? Next, we have question number 2, should we be scared by advances? And treating here, treating, fourth question number 4, what can science fiction tell us about the robotics? Question number 4, excuse me. And question number 1, yes, should robots colonize? This is question number 1. This is question number 2. Sorry, that's 2, my mistake. Question number 3. This is question number 3. This is 3. I'm sorry for my handwriting. I'm not good at it, but yes. So yeah, how soon, blah, blah, blah. And what we're looking for treating robots. Okay. The treating robots fairly. So how soon will machine intelligence outstrip human intelligence? To the second. Yes, I think yes. This is the question what we're looking for. And Reese says, let's start with this person. Should we feel guilty about exploiting sophisticated robots? Should we fret if they're underemployed, frustrated, or bored? Oh, that's cute. That's cute. So yes, that's what we're looking for. So this is treating, which has like feeling guilty, exploiting, unemployed, so frustrated, bored. This is all about like treating. And the question to the word, the synonym, the other way to say whether we, it's like the other way to say should we, okay? Should we? So yeah, and yeah, that's the answer. That's the answer of considering. Considering is like, yes, they are considering should we by the question should we. So yeah. Okay, the words like make, whether, they're all about should we. So 30 is Reese. 30A again. Yes. Yes, the instructions say you should use any letter because obviously we have 1, 2, 3, 7 options and we have 3 people. Of course, you're gonna use the options over and over again. So next, 31. Robots are probably of more help to us on Earth than in space. Ooh, okay. More. This is again comparison. And our job is to understand the question. And we have to come back to the 4 questions again. Okay. So robots are probably the other keyword. I'm sorry, I forgot about it. More help to us. Okay. So using robots, right? Help us on Earth. I think. Okay. The question was here. This one. Should robots be used to colonize other planets? Yes. I think this is the question, what we're looking for, because like space, exploring space is mentioned in this question. Now let's see what they say. This person, Professor Martin, I think this is more realistic than benign than the terraforming of planets. He maintains the colonized planets should be preserved with a status that are analogous to Antarctica here on Earth. Next, the next person, Daniel Wolpert, replied to this question. I don't see a pressing need to colonize other planets unless we can bring these resources back to Earth. The vast majority of Earth is currently inaccessible to us. Using robots to gather resources nearer to home would seem to be a better use of our robot tools. More help here. It's a better use of robotic tools. Yes, this is more. And Earth, yes, Earth is mentioned. As you can see, we have the Earth. So more help and yeah, seem to be a better use. It's like we may have to start. Oh, excuse me. Probably. That's a seem. This is the approximate, yes, probable situation. So 31 is again Daniel Wolpert. It's B. Yes, we've got it. 32. The ideas in high quality science fiction may prove to be just as accurate as those found in the work of mediocre scientists. Oh my God. Oh, what a harsh, very hard one. This is too harsh. So the ideas of high quality science fiction. High quality science fiction. Science fiction, the question, what can science fiction? Yes, here. Here is the question, what we're looking for. The answer should be here. The ideas on high quality science fiction may prove to be just as accurate, okay, mediocre scientists. Okay, Let's read. Wolpert commented, science fiction has often been remarkable at predicting the future. Okay, Reese replied, I sometimes advise students that it's better to read first-rate science fiction than second-rate science, more stimulating and perhaps no more likely to be wrong. Oh, yeah. And Richardson pointed out that in modern society, people tend to think there is reality on one hand and fiction and fantasy on the other. She then explained that the division did not always exist. And okay, scientists and technologists made this separation because they wanted to carve out the sphere of their work. Okay. And the high quality science fiction, which is mentioned here, may prove to be just as accurate, better, right? Advise students that it's better to read fiction than second rate science, more stimulating and perhaps no more likely to be wrong. As accurate, it's no more likely to be wrong here, as you can see here. So, yeah. Yes, yes, I think that's it. That's it, what we're looking for. 32 is A. Here. Yes, Reese said no more likely to be wrong. There are those who look forward to robots developing greater intelligence. Who said that? Who is expecting? Okay, let's see. Let's take a look. Who is expecting that? And what, like, about the robot's development? The question the question is, should we be scared? Maybe, yeah. Maybe greater intelligence. Yes, artificial intelligence development. It's the third question, I guess. So let's read again. Those who should be worried, futurologists, and other worried that we increasingly dependent on computer networks. Brain, Wolpert with mind of, nothing here. Wolpert response, we have already seen the damaging effects of intelligence, but in this case, the real intelligence is the malicious designer. Critically, the benefits of computers outweigh the damage of the computer, outweighing, but we don't have anything like expectations. Next, Richardson's response to the question was this: we need to ask why fears of artificial intelligence or robots persist. None have in fact risen up challenged human supremacy. She believed that robots have never shown themselves to be threat to humans. It seems unlikely that ever will. In fact, she went on, not all fear robots. Many people welcome machine intelligence. Yes, not everybody not everybody fears, not everybody is scared of artificial intelligence. We have some people who welcome machine intelligence. So this is the sentence words we're looking for. So this sentence was said by Richardson. So 33 is C. We've made it. Thank you. We've got everything. Good job. Thank you for watching. And comment below after using this technique. This method is the greatest thing. As you can see, we've done it so far, and it's a game changer. Believe me. Check this out and comment below. Has it worked for you? Has it worked for you? And join my Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I make great breakdown videos. Yes, I enjoy that, as you can see, and this is my Instagram. You can check that out. If you want one-to-one or IELTS lessons, please, you can jump into my profile and you can like book your lesson, or I have the link to my Telegram here. Yes, it's on the description box below. You can check that out. You can follow the link and you can book your trial lesson with me. I'm an IELTS tutor whose band score is 7.5 on IELTS Academic. So here are my cases. My students get 6.5, 7.5 on real IELTS Academic. So feel free to study my cases. Yes, and cases are here on my Instagram highlights, and I provide one-to-one lessons. So it's my pleasure to film this. Thank you very much for watching these videos and subscribe to my channel. See you on the next one. Mwah! Bye. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.